Good day, here we are again with westernpacificweather.com with our update, our sixth video update for Typhoon Maon, which is now inside the Philippine Area of Responsibility, thus prompting PAGASA to name the storm, give it a local name of Ineng. It is the 17th of July 2011, 08 Zulu, 4 p.m. Philippine time or 5 p.m. Japan time. We're looking at Maon or Ineng. Bagyong Ineng was last located 680 kilometers east-southeast of Okinawa. Maximum sustained winds have decreased slightly to 195 kph, gusting to 240 kilometers per hour. Maon is moving northwestward at 25 kilometers per hour. Here we have the visible satellite image showing the East Asian region. We have the Philippines here, and Maon inside this Philippine Area of Responsibility, depicted by around 25 north and 135 east. Maon is inside that, although it is forecast to exit the PAR as early as tonight. Looking at the image, we have Okinawa, we have Kyushu, Shikoku, and Honshu of mainland Japan. We also have here a small island, or a group of islands actually, called Daito-jima or Daito Islands. And well, right now you can see Maon with the eye becoming slightly cloud filled, although still having that huge coverage in terms of clouds and wind field definitely. Also you can see high cirrus clouds beginning to approach Ryukyus and Okinawa. Yeah, I'm talking about Daito-jima here because the latest JMA wind reports indicate the island, the group of islands, is now experiencing up to 50 km per hour winds from the northeast direction, negative of Maon, slowly approaching the region now. And also here in Okinawa, we're reporting those generally 20 to 30 km per hour winds from the northeast. We expect that to gradually increase throughout the day and into Monday, peaking at Monday as Maon passes well east of the islands. Although I've said earlier, with the large coverage of Maon, we can still certainly get tropical storm winds and rough waves for the next 24 to 36 hours. Now moving on to the infrared image, you can see here it's largely relatively weaker compared to 24 hours ago, showing mainly green sort of signature here. The cyclone has entered what is called an eye wall replacement cycle, but roughly 12 hours ago, based on microwave image and IR images, you can see now with the eye, and dry air still disrupting the overall development, and the convection becoming fragmented. And yet the overall weakening of convection, mainly in response to the eye wall replacement cycle. You can see in this 37 GHz image, you have the low level, or mid level actually, 37 GHz showing the eye still there, with some healthy activity still going on around the storm center. Here we have the 87 GHz image showing that this is the remains of the inner eye wall that has begun to collapse earlier this morning, and is now partially complete. That eye wall replacement cycle is now partially complete, with the outer and much larger eye wall now beginning to take shape and beginning to take the lead now, so to speak, in terms of the center. So yeah, we expect that with the eye becoming slightly larger now compared to the pinhole-like eye that we have seen for the past 2 days. And yeah, in terms of intensity, JWC and other models still forecasting this to intensify slightly after the cycle is complete. So yeah, we expect one more burst of intensification likely to occur today and into perhaps early Monday. as it moves northward towards Japan. And as I said, yeah, we still have the environment largely favorable in terms of shear. It has been experiencing northerly shear, although it is still weak as of the moment, 5 to 10 knots of shear, so not very disruptive and not very debilitating in terms of cyclone intensification. Although yeah, that dry air and subsidence north and northwest of the system due to the TOT cell, although JDWC has noted that TOT is beginning to fill or weaken slightly and gradually, so they are expected, as I said, expecting Maon to intensify slightly. And you can still see in this total precipitable water from the CIMSS image showing that being entrained into the center of the storm. Yeah, storm just yet, because it still has a lot of ways to go before landfall. Roughly 24 to 36 hours of largely favorable conditions out there, so giving it chance for intensification definitely. As for the forecast, we have here the main steering layers up in the atmosphere. We have the subtropical ridge, one of the main factors for the movement to the north. You can see this subtropical ridge now moving away from the mainland of Japan, although still exerting some influence as far south as the island of Kyushu. That is why Maon is still moving northwest instead of the northerly direction. Now this is compare that to 24 hours ago. We have the STR still near Tokyo, and that has since moved southeast slowly, allowing Maon to move northwestward and eventually moving north as that STR continues to move away from Japan. The computer models still having sort of differences in terms of landfall, though you can see here showing GFS and the NOGAPs largely in good agreement with regards to forecast. You can see GFS, the red line, actually completely avoiding any sort of landfall, although it still be moving very near Shikoku by Wednesday morning, so still having the powerful typhoon winds definitely going to affect Shikoku and Honshu. And you can still also see NOGAPs making landfall, or actually just brushing the Honshu area here south of Osaka. We have here the next one from the Florida State University. We have the UK Met model, the latest run, also showing that it's actually still the western, sort of a western outlier in terms of the agreement with the models, and you can see it is still showing a landfall in Shikoku and moving towards Honshu south of Osaka before exiting into the Pacific Ocean, moving northward to becoming extratropical in the next 3 to 5 days there. Here we have the CMC, so the latest model, also expecting a landfall this time in Honshu, actually bringing it very near, just in the vicinity of Okinawa, of Osaka, I'm sorry, before again moving out of land and into the Pacific Ocean. You can also see in this image the overall sea surface temperature in the area, and you can still see around 28 to 29 degrees Celsius all the way up to Japan. So yeah, still expecting that largely favorable environment in terms of sustaining that typhoon force of Maon all the way up to landfall. Here we have the ECMWF, for the Euro model, also showing that landfall somewhere east of Shikoku, and yeah, still expecting a strong typhoon, about 54 meters per second, or around 180 to 200 kph. I don't know if this is the peak intensity, although yeah, around 50 to 55 meters per second definitely being shown by the Euro model here. And yeah, the Euro model also expecting this to exit near Tokyo and then move out into the Pacific Ocean. Now moving on to the weather agencies, we have here the Korean Meteorological Administration, or the KMA, also showing here the last plot of the storm, approximately 700 kilometers east-southeast of Okinawa. So yeah, that have since moved excuse me, northwestward. And yeah, the KMA also forecasting this landfall south of Osaka and then turning northeast and into the Pacific Ocean by Wednesday into Thursday. Also have here JMA. You can see here general northward movement and then a drastic turn to the east. Actually, I don't know if yeah, it does brush the southern part of Honshu, south of Osaka here by midday of Wednesday Japan time, and by Thursday midday Japan time it is well south of Tokyo and the Kanto plain, and by roughly by Thursday it is Friday, and it is well over in the Pacific Ocean now. For the JTWC, also expecting that slight pass over Honshu, south of Kyoto, south of Osaka, and remaining generally over the ocean and south of Tokyo as it moves towards the Pacific Ocean. You can also see in this image that they are still expecting Maon to sustain that typhoon intensity throughout its pass over the mainland Japan. So yeah, as far east as Tokyo, definitely gonna expect strong winds by the middle of next week, and also some heavy rain. Yeah, you have to remember the recent earthquake and tsunami that hit the northern portions of Honshu near Sendai over here north of Tokyo. They are not expected to bear the brunt of the storm. No very strong nor damaging winds here, although still expect some rains that could trigger some landslides and flash floods in the hard hit areas here. You see the soft soil in the region as well. So still take some precautions if you're north of Japan, and also here throughout the region as far south as Okinawa. May pass here the closest point of approach around 279 nautical miles by Monday morning. Still, with the coverage, you can still expect strong winds and rough waves and into the Ryukyus, and that will get worse as you get to the mainland islands of Kyushu, Shikoku, and Honshu definitely. So this whole region from here we have Sasebo all the way to Tokyo, definitely expect some bad weather, so to speak, for the next 5 days. And yeah, we do expect by the middle of next week, and hopefully by the end of next week, Maon will be out of the country. They're moving into Pacific Ocean, beginning its extratropical Now here we have our forecast here, Western Pacific Weather. We have actually haven't changed that forecast a bit, moved it just south. Still expecting it a landfall south of Osaka by Wednesday morning. This is Philippine time, so just add 1 hour for those of you in Japan. So yeah, by Monday morning it should be northeast of Okinawa as a Cat 3. By Tuesday morning it should be east of Kagoshima, moving northeast in response to that subtropical ridge, and moving south of Osaka, making its landfall and perhaps weakening to a category 1 and eventually to a tropical storm. So yeah, just always listen to your official weather agency